A ceasefire is not a radical solution. It's not radical to save lives. It's radical for lives to be dispensable.
A ceasefire would mean an end to war crimes. It's about bringing American families home. It's about bringing all the hostages, also all those that are arbitrarily detained, home to their families. It's about ending the violence.
Representative Cori Bush and Representative Rashida Tlaib spoke to NowThis about their calls for a ceasefire resolution. Bush introduced House Resolution 786 on October 16, 2023, calling for an immediate de-escalation and ceasefire in Israel and occupied Palestine. As of November 9, 2023, 17 members of the U.S. House have co-sponsored the legislation.
A ceasefire will save lives, point blank. We call on the administration to heed the calls of people all across this country and the world who are calling for a ceasefire, and no more blank checks. No more blank checks where human rights violations are happening.
Right now, I don't see an end to the madness that is coming out from both, Hamas and the Israeli government. The majority of Americans want the violence to stop, and they want us to lead on this.
An October 20th, 2023 poll by Data for Progress found that 66% of likely voters agree that the U.S. should call for a ceasefire and de-escalation of violence in Gaza.
We're going to keep fighting for a ceasefire. We're going to ask people to call it a ceasefire and not just a humanitarian pause, because one thing we're seeing is people saying, oh, you're going to give us dates, you're going to give us raisins, and then you bomb us. So we are going to keep calling it a ceasefire, but a ceasefire, we understand, will not deliver long-standing peace. Therefore, we have to address the root causes of this problem. End the siege in Gaza, ending that occupation, dismantling apartheid in every way.
It's incredibly important that the historical context is brought up, specifically because it is part of the struggle and the violence that we're at this moment. Before October 7th, it was the deadliest year for Palestinians. And now it's been the deadliest year for Israelis under the extremist government of Israel right now.
When Representative Tlaib tried to shed light on the historical context of the October 7th attack on Israel, she received backlash from her colleagues in Congress.
I was vilified, I was isolated, I was attacked, I was intimidated, I was bullied, even attempting to silence me completely. That is not the way that Congress needs to be run and operated.
On November 7th, 2023, in a bipartisan move, the House voted 234 to 188 to censure Tlaib, the only Palestinian American in Congress.
Speaking up to save lives, Mr. Chair, no matter faith, no matter ethnicity, should not be controversial in this chamber.
They need to understand Palestinians and the Israelis are less safe if we do not speak in an honest way about the reality of what the people in Israel and Palestine have been living through. People like my grandmother, I have a picture of her here intentionally because the only thing she's ever done, everything, is just be born Palestinian. So my colleagues, to the President of the United States, they need to understand that shared humanity.
We urge the administration, stand with us on the side of peace. Stand with us on the side of justice. Stand with us on the side of every single life is precious right now, because what we do today, the effects can hurt generations to come, or the effects will benefit generations to come. Let's come together. Let's come together and save lives. Cease fire now.
Ceasefire now!